Welcome, my friends, to today's reading. I've already lit our sage. Shuffle our cards so we can delve straight into our 3-card reading. I started with a meditation this morning. And here we go. Just sage the clouds and cleanse the space. I hope that all you blessed souls are keeping very well and you're ready to have an amazing day. Okay, I've drawn 3 cards here. Just move them forward slightly so we can... Right, so I've taken our first card. Here we are. Our second. I don't pay heed to whether they're the right way up or not. And here we are. Okay. Right, so let me start. I'm immediately sensing here that you're going through a period where you're really feeling as though you need to find an answer. And, you know, they always say putting it off till tomorrow serves no good. What you can do tomorrow, do it today. If not, you'll be thinking, I ought to have done it yesterday when the next day comes along. And so I'm feeling like today is a day to really grab the bull by its horn, so to speak, and to just step out of what is your daily routine planned for the day or what you have planned for the day and take just some time to step out of that routine that you have and to take some time in contemplation to really allow yourself to go within and discover the answer you're looking for. And I feel as though you really don't have a solution or you don't have an idea as to what is next or what course of action to take. Whereas in fact I feel, as it is always the case, and our angels are always telling us this, that the answer lies deep within. And I think what I'm sensing here is that if you just take that time out for a few minutes of meditation, just focusing on your breath, just setting aside that time for yourself to allow all the other things on your mind and your thoughts to just, fade away a little, just to create a space of quiet, even for a few minutes, I feel that the answer you're seeking will come to you. And it may not be a huge answer about a problem, however big or small the problem feels. The fact is, usually whenever we feel like we have a challenge or a problem or a situation, what's happening is that in both circumstances, all we need is to take the next step and the next step and the next step. And before you know it, you've come to a resolution or you've come to the conclusion or you've finished the project that you had in mind, or you've come through the dark time. So take this time out and your spirit guides will visit you in that quiet space. And they're always with us. Our angels are always with us. But what it is I think our mind, your mind, our mind, the mind, for whoever is listening to this, is clouded. And so with the clouding being there, it's very difficult to wade through it and to really see the light and the vibration that's been given to you and the guidance that's been given to you by your guide. So take that time out, and what you'll find is an idea will come to you, a simple thought which makes you feel better, which gives you calm, and that's the thought to go with, that's the action to take. and it will be given to you if you just clear the space so that you can hear your angels more directly. I feel as though also what your angels are saying is that you might feel there's only one way out of this or through this, or there's one outcome to this obstacle you're facing today. And in fact, what your angels are saying is really there are multiple. And as such, if you take that time out, and there's no need to be concerned, oh, what if I miss what my angels are saying to me? What if I miss what my spirit guide is saying? What if I don't hear anything? But really, what you're being told is if you don't hear that, you'll receive another sign, and you'll receive another sign, and the angels are infinitely always showing us signs, giving us signs, or putting people in our pathways, or making something happen so we have to take a different course of action. So it's about really taking that time out of meditation to go into that quiet space, just to remind yourself that you will be shown, you will be guided, there's nothing to fear, there's nothing to worry about. You don't need to depend on anybody else for the resolution you're seeking. And I feel for some of you, the material things that you're seeking, there are certain things you're wanting or feeling as though you need right now. And I don't know, I get a strong feeling that some of you, this is furniture. Maybe you've moved home, or maybe furnishings or some sort of home decor is old and tatty, or that in fact you feel you've gone through a growth period within yourself or a change, and actually you're looking around and thinking, I don't like any of this anymore, I need something new, and there's something hindering you and stopping you. And it's not just materialistic things. For some of you, there are situations going on where you're feeling as though you're depending on somebody, you're relying on somebody else to do their part to resolve this, or perhaps you feel that you're too dependent on other people. And really, it's your angels saying here, do not fear, that they are close by, they're with us all the time, and they will guide us through this. And so for your own sense of well-being and peace and remembrance that they're with us, and they're with you, is to just take those few minutes out, have that contemplation, have that meditation for yourself. You deserve that. You deserve to give yourself just those few minutes out to remember love, to remember the love of universe, to remember the love of your guides, to remember the love that your guardian angels are always, always by your side, however you're feeling. I'm going to move on here. What I'm sensing here is that some of you were put in a situation where you were asked to make a decision, and it was a cut and dry decision. It was like this or this. You have to have one or the other. And it was almost as there was an urgency to the decision you have to make. And today you're feeling as though actually that's not very fair. I don't feel like I have enough information to make the decision you're asking me to make. And this could be a decision to do with your family or children. It could be a decision that your partner's asked you to make quite instantaneously, and even extends to areas of work, or even if you have a car or you have vehicles or something to do with machinery. If you're working with machinery and you've been given options by perhaps somebody even telling you, we've got this or this, but you have to make your decision today. It's this sense of urgency that's been placed upon you, and you're almost feeling a bit like, it's not, hang on a second, I don't know enough, how do I decide? Do I just randomly guess, and there's pressure being put on me? And which way do I go? And either way I could end up with the disadvantages, basically having an effect on me. And you're feeling as though you've been slightly cornered somewhat, and you're sort of thinking, I'm being backed up here, what do I do? And it may not be a huge life-changing decision you're being asked to make, but nonetheless, you don't like the feeling of as though somebody is, or an organization or someone or people or a situation's put you into this feeling that it's like this or this, quick, hurry up, which one? And I feel like what your angels are saying is actually, it feels like you're making a blind decision, but again, you can't make the wrong decision, because any decision you are called to make is because your subconscious, your inner being, has led you to that, and that it's almost as though you've already made the decision within yourself anyway. It could be something like even choosing a pot that, you've got to buy a new saucepan today. It could be something to do with a repair on a car. It could be something to do with your children or family or your partner saying, it has to be this or this, and I need to know today. And I feel like this is something you've already journeyed through within your inner being, within your innermost thoughts. At some subconscious level, you've already been here. And so this is just the manifestation of something that's already gone through your mind. And so basically what the angels are saying is you don't need to second guess yourself. You don't need to worry. It's not really as though you're being asked to make a sudden decision, because the decision has already been made by you. And if you feel like right now, well, I don't know which decision I made subconsciously or my inner being made, that's okay, because you'll be called to answer perfectly for yourself. And you don't need to worry if, about one decision over the other. So your angels are saying, believe in yourself, and understand that what's happening now is simply a manifestation of thoughts and feelings and desires that you've effectively put into your vortex before. This is just it happening. This is just the manifestation and the physical happening of it. So it's not that really big a surprise, is what your angels are saying to you. And the last card, let's have a look. Just trying to make sense of what I'm sensing here, to put them into the right words. So bear with me. What I'm receiving here is a feeling of fatigue. I'm feeling quite tired, and I feel like that's the sort of energy that I'm getting from the angels, that I'm feeling a bit weary, I should say, rather than wary. And this weariness is coming from not necessarily being physically weary, but mentally and emotionally a bit drained. And I'm sensing that this is you, dear friend, that you're feeling somewhat exhausted and tired, and you're feeling like you've come thus far, but how much further do I have to go with a situation? And you feel as though you've received support at times. You haven't been utterly alone, and you can appreciate that, and you do value that. But there's a concern for yourself that moving forward, are you going to be utterly alone in this? Are you going to receive any support? Or what is the response of other people going to be as you're stepping forward into something and following the course of action that you've chosen to take? And I feel that although part of you is tired, part of you also has, I'm feeling it in my chest, a real grit and courage and strength. It's almost like I'm sensing sort of horsepower, Pegasus power here, brake horsepower within you. And you've got that within you. So even though you've got an emotional or mental tiredness, and I feel like this isn't necessarily derived from just yourself, I feel like you've been exhausted by people around you in just taking the journey you're taking, or that people have hindered the journey you're taking, or you felt like they've hindered it by the things they've said and done to you or to other people. And so it feels as though your journey has been made more difficult by them. But actually, each of our paths is carved out by ourselves, and it's for us to really evolve in those situations, grow, learn, but to also remember we're never ever walking alone. We're never ever going to feel, completely and utterly broken down, because we do have our angels and spirit guides with us. And so what I'm sensing here is really, I was called to take this Pegasus out here today for this reading, and I'm really sensing that in you, within your core, the core sense of yourself. I'm feeling it right behind my sternum, my chest cavity, down to my stomach. And that's where the core muscles are that hold us upright, that give us strength. That there's a brake horsepower, which is like a sports car, Ferrari-style force. potency within you. And so I'm sensing that, and I'm sensing that even though part of you is like feeling, oh, I'm tired, this is exhausting, it's a phase that's happening right now, and ride with it. If you're feeling slightly tired and worn out, take some time out, as I was saying here, take some time out and trust that things are going to work out. It's not an impossible situation for you, and you're on the right path. You really are on the right path for yourself, and it's just remembering who you are. And remembering, if you even think back to situations you've gone through already and what got you through, it was simply that you have a grit and a strength within you. You have this driving force within you. And that's what's so special about you. And not everyone can always find that strength at the most difficult points of their life, but we can find it, but sometimes it evades some of us for longer than others. But you've always, when the moment a challenge has cropped up, that's when the strength within you really shines, and that's when almost you see the best version of yourself, because you're on fire. Then you're really, you're in that high vibration place because you're ready to go. You're raring and ready to go, like a horse about to be released in a horse race. You're ready to go, and you've got that strength, you've got that fire, you've got the people cheering you. That's your angels, that's your guardians, that's your spirit guides, your ancestors cheering you on when you're in these moments. So take that time out if you're feeling weary, and that's okay. Take some time for reflection, look ahead, think about what's coming up and how you want to approach it. But above all, have courage that what you're doing right now it's happening in divine, perfect timing. And you have absolutely everything you need. And any decision you make, it's not going to be the wrong one. It's not going to be the wrong one at all. And do take that time out for yourself to just recalibrate, release some of that tiredness and fatigue from the mind, the emotions, the body. Let it go. Don't hold on to them, and let your vibration rise, and allow yourself to be in a place of peace and calm despite what's happening, because you really cannot get it wrong. And this really is a beautiful message for you today. So my blessed souls, have a beautiful day, and may you know your angels walking with you, and may you see the signs that they're presenting to you. And until the next time.